What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got that new mayor of NYC, Mamdani, off to a very rocky start to say the least, as he's now quickly approaching the territory of federal prosecution after continuing to mount his fight against Trump's mass deportation agenda. Guys, I'm excited to get into this one, so we're gonna hop straight into it. All I ask is you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
When I met with the president, I made very clear that these kinds of raids are cruel and inhumane, that they are raids that do nothing to serve the interests of public safety, and that my responsibility is to be the mayor to each and every person that calls this city their home. And that includes millions of immigrants, of which I am one.
Last weekend, ICE attempted to raid Canal Street and detain our immigrant neighbors. As mayor, I'll protect the rights of every single New Yorker, and that includes the more than 3 million immigrants who call this city their home. But we can all stand up to ICE if you know your rights. If you encounter ICE, these are the things that every New Yorker should know. First, ICE cannot enter into private spaces like your home, school, or a private area of your workplace without a judicial warrant signed by a judge. That looks like this. If ICE does not have a judicial warrant signed by a judge, you have the right to say, "I do not consent to entry," and the right to keep your door closed. Sometimes ICE will show you paperwork that looks like this and tell you that they have the right to arrest you. That is false. ICE is legally allowed to lie to you, but you have the right to remain silent. If you're being detained, you may always ask, "Am I free to go?" repeatedly until they answer you. You are legally allowed to film ICE as long as you do not interfere with an arrest. It is important to remain calm during any interaction with ICE or law enforcement. Do not impede their investigation, resist arrest, or run. One last thing. New Yorkers have a constitutional right to protest, and when I'm mayor, we will protect that right. New York will always welcome immigrants, and I will fight each and every day to protect, support, and celebrate our immigrant brothers and sisters.
All right, folks, and I knew it was just a matter of time before Mamdani, that incoming mayor for NYC, went off the deep end with his radical agenda. Now he's coming out instructing illegals on how to evade arrest ICE agents on the streets, which we all know is a federal offense. Mamdani playing a very dangerous game. I mean, we're talking about the same man who will not condemn anti-Semitism, but will condemn a federal operation ridding his streets of criminals. Got it. Makes a lot of sense.
Will you condemn your supporters for harassing Jews outside New York City synagogues? You're not gonna condemn your supporters for harassing Jews, Mr. Zoran?
The supporters that I have are the ones focused on the affordability crisis.
Are you nervous?
There it is, right on cue. Mamdani, that incoming mayor for NYC, dropping the mask and showing folks exactly who he truly is. But we knew all along the radical agenda that he wanted to carry out, and now he's starting to mount the fight against President Trump. The wrong person to pick a fight with, I'll tell you that right now, especially when it comes to his mass deportation agenda. We've already seen this play out before. These loonies on the left trying to get in the way or stop ICE agents from picking these illegals up and sending them back home. It's just not the right move to make. I just want to flip over and remind you guys of Tom Holmes' response the last time we've seen that loony on the left, that airhead of Congress, AOC, trying to stand in the way and informing illegals on how to evade ICE. It didn't end well for her.
When we first did one of these seminars, Tom Homan, then acting director of ICE, said that he was going to threaten to refer me to DOJ because I'm using my free speech rights in order to advise people of their constitutionally guaranteed protections. And he may want to do it again today. And to that I say, come for me.
Tom, come for me, she said.
I take pleasure. I can live in her mind rent-free every day. But we all know exactly what she's doing. Like I just said, she's educating the worst of the worst, how to invade law enforcement. But the tables have now turned. She's educating people how to get prosecuted. Because you have a final order. It is illegal to not comply with that order. It's a crime to take steps to not comply with ICE removal orders or not comply with ICE actions taken in custody. You can't hinder your own removal that was ordered by the federal judge. I would like AOC to read Title 8, United States Code, 12:53, because it's starting tomorrow.
And to be frank, we've already seen this story playing out before with that airhead of Congress, AOC, and then that Representative Ratchet, Jasmine Crockett, the way that they tried to instruct illegals on how to evade ICE arrest, to instruct these criminals to fight back. It did not fare well for them, and the same is going to happen for Zohran Mamdani. There's just no way to get around this without having to deal with the Trump administration. You had to stop while he's ahead. This is very selfish in nature, but that's exactly what we've been seeing from Zohran Mamdani as of late. I want to flip over to his latest move, this one coming from the New York Post, that Zohran Mamdani is now planning to leave the modest rent-stabilized Queens apartment for Gracie Mansion. Take a look at this side by side. So this right here is the unit, $2,300 a month, what Zohran Mamdani's been paying, but now he's switching over. As soon as he is sworn in as the mayor of NYC, he's trying to move into Gracie Mansion, a complete upgrade in his lifestyle.
Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani says that he is going to live in Gracie Mansion when he is sworn in as mayor on January 1st. It comes as he continues to get pushback on some of the top goals of his administration. Yesterday, Mamdani released a video on rights immigrants have if ICE comes knocking at their door. It is an issue that has sparked clashes between protesters and police in recent months. Meanwhile, Mamdani got pushback from Governor Hochul and outgoing Mayor Adams when he announced he wants to eliminate homeless encampment sweeps on city streets.
Human waste, drug paraphernalia, a schizophrenic, bipolar, living on our subways, living in our streets. We said, no, you deserve to be inside.
If you are not connecting homeless New Yorkers to the housing that they so desperately need, then you cannot deem anything you're doing to be a success.
Governor Hochul also argues that the sweeps are an important part of a multi-pronged approach to helping the homeless. A spokesperson for the governor says she supports enforcement combined with housing and mental health services.
If this right here doesn't show you exactly how selfish and self-centered that Zohran Mamdani is, I don't know what will. He says that he's making this big move, upgrade in lifestyle, moving from his rent-stabilized apartment to the now Gracie Mansion once he's sworn in as the mayor of NYC. And he says he's doing it all for the safety of his family. But I'll tell you whose safety he's not thought about when he says he's not going to clear these homeless encampments. He's going to let these criminals just live on the streets. He's going to let folks ride the bus for free. We already know what that's going to turn into. Criminals riding the bus, sleeping on the bus, and essentially just a living on the bus. He also wants to defund the police. And if you don't believe me, check out this. He's already making steps toward it. Right here, we got a headline from the Washington Times that says New York Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani just appointed the author of the quote, end of policing to his transition team. Right here, this is the woman that is set to start ending of policing. So we're talking about a guy that wants to defund the NYPD to make room for his Islamic agenda, but then he's out here still begging for money for the average New Yorker. Just take a look. He's asked for money 7 different times since he was sworn in November 5th in less than 2 months. And he's saying this is the last time, but I bet it won't be.
Time flies. Believe it or not, we have just a few weeks left before I take office as the next mayor of New York City. But before then, I would like to quote the great senator from Vermont. I'm once again asking for your support. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about why we need it. We've had a full plate getting ready for January. We're reviewing the more than 70,000 resumes we received, setting up our transition committees, naming our appointees who will turn policy into practice, and planning and budgeting for an inauguration celebration we are so excited to share with you soon. Also, we can start delivering on our affordability agenda from day one, not skipping a beat. We're already at $3.5 million from more than 30,000 donors, and we're so grateful for each and every one of your contributions. But just as a reminder, transitions do not get public matching funds from the city. That means we need just a bit more to help us run through the tape. And I promise 2 things. The first, none of that money is being used to buy hand warmers like these. And the second is I will stop making these fundraising videos. So head to transition2025.com and give whatever you can so we can build a city that every New Yorker can afford. Checkmate, so I can once again.
And when I see clips like this coming from Zohran Mamdani's camp, it just makes me wonder who's actually buying this, who's falling for these schemes and tricks from Zohran Mamdani. But folks are actually falling for it. I mean, he's gotten $3.5 million out of the $4 million that he's been trying to raise from November 5th to January 1st. And I kind of just wonder myself, what type of individuals is it that's supporting Zohran Mamdani and giving out their hard-earned bucks to this guy? It's these folks right here. You have to take a look at this. The New Yorkers, they just do not get it. They're being played like a fiddle.
Why do I vote for Mamdani?
Yeah, so he's building affordability for New York.
He's doing what? He's building affordability for New York.
How does he do that?
Yeah, so he's going to tax the rich.
The rich already pay the majority of taxes in the city. Top 1%, 90%, 50% of taxes. Top 50%, 90% of taxes.
Yeah. I mean,
they already do that. I mean, don't you think the rich people will just leave New York and then you can't tax them anymore?
Yeah.
That phase right there, it says it all. These folks, every time they're confronted about why they support Zohran Mamdani as the mayor of NYC, they start to preach affordability. But you can see that Zohran Mamdani is not bringing any free stuff or affordability to the city. He's bringing straight criminals. Just look at his newest public safety appointee to his transitioning team. This guy is an armed robber, literally.
We learned. We learned that America is still white supremacist based. The theories of white supremacy is still the foundation of America. That's just the bottom line. And that means that white men rule. White men are only the people to rule. We've tricked our own people to believe that. We've tricked every other nationality because it's Stockholm Syndrome. You've seen white men in positions of power so long that you cannot change it.
And you out here robbing cab drivers too? And we know the cab drivers are who harass black boys. You stole from black boys. You stuck up black boys. You most likely, possibly, maybe even shot at black boys. And you out here robbing cab drivers too? And we know the cab drivers aren't white. They were black. So you out here robbing cab drivers. But you're supposed to be the face of equality and change.
There it is right there. You're seeing exactly what you're getting. What you're seeing in front of you is exactly what you're getting with Zohran Mamdani. I mean, all the signs are right there. He's playing these folks. He's playing them and they're buying, they're eating this stuff up. Hook, line, and sinker as he just appointed to his public safety team. Mamdani appointed a convicted armed robber to the public safety transition team. I mean, that right there just says it all. It spells out what he wants to do in the city of New York. Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. Once again, we're seeing one of these loonies on the left trying to go toe-to-toe with President Donald Trump. Now, Zohran Mamdani is saying you're going to have to get through me to get through these illegal criminal migrants that are in New York City, which I'm going to say right now, you're not going to be tough to get through, especially when you see the size, the magnitude that Trump runs with his team. They're not going to mess around. Tom Homan, you have to think about, it's in that terrain. Borders are Tom Homan is going to back off New York City just because Zohran Mamdani says he's not going to allow or cooperate with ICE agents. That just means he's going to flood the zone. We've seen and heard this before. We've seen it being carried out in Chicago underneath Operation Midway Blitz. It's not going to be anything different. If you don't want to work with us, we've seen the same thing with Mayor Brandon Johnson. He didn't want to work with President Donald Trump. He wanted to stand in the way. He was giving folks these a whistle and alert packages to alert folks or illegals when ICE was around or present. It didn't work. We've seen there was still a mass cleanup, a mass deportation that was carried out in his city. The same thing that's going to follow in New York City. The only difference will be if Zohran Mamdani keeps these games up, he will probably be prosecuted. I'm going to tell you that right now. I really believe that if Zohran Mamdani doesn't cut it out, he's going to be made an example of, guys. But definitely hop in the comment section. Comments are open. My question for today is, do you guys believe that President Donald Trump will allow Zohran Mamdani to stand in the way of his mass deportation agenda? Guys, comments are open. Definitely hop in there. Let me know exactly what you guys are thinking about this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, we'll catch you guys on the next one.